All right, here we go. We are on page 424 where it says Saul made king. It's verse 9. So chapter 10, verse 9. As Saul turned to leave Samuel, God changed Saul's heart, and all these signs were fulfilled that day. When he and his servant arrived at Gibeah, a procession of prophets met him. The Spirit of God came powerfully upon him, and he joined in their prophesying. When all those who had formerly known him saw him prophesying with the prophets, they asked each other, "What is this that has happened to the son of Kish? Is Saul also among the prophets?" Right? So you see how this is starting to play out. They're making sure that, God is making sure through Samuel, right? Letting Saul join these prophets that are well known among Saul's people. And when they see Saul prophesying as well, now they're like, whoa, what happened to Saul? Something is different, right? Already we know that he is a new person, right? It says that God changed him into a different person. He's full of the Spirit. And then we just read that God changed Saul's heart. Okay. Verse 11. Not verse 11. Verse 12. A man who lived there answered, "And who is their father?" So it became a saying, "Is Saul also among the prophets?" After Saul stopped prophesying, he went to the high place. Now Saul's uncle asked him and his servant, "Where have you been?" "Looking for the donkeys," he said. "But when we saw they were not to be found, we went to Samuel." Saul's uncle said, "Tell me what Samuel said to you." Saul replied, "He assured us that the donkeys had been found." But he did not tell his uncle what Samuel had said about the kingship. Remember, because he had to wait 7 days. So, hey, at least he's following directions, right? Verse 17, Samuel summoned the people of Israel to the Lord at Mizpah and said to them, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. I brought Israel up out of Egypt, and I delivered you from the power of Egypt and all the kingdoms that oppressed you. But you have now rejected your God, who saves you out of all of your disasters and calamities. And you have said, 'No, appoint a king over us.' So now present yourselves before the Lord by your tribes and clans." So now God is like, hey, remember me? I got you out of Egypt, your ancestors, and I took care of you, and I've taken care of you for all these hundreds of years, repeatedly, even though you keep messing up, and now you still don't want me and you're asking for a king. So, okay, fine. You're going to get a king. So now God's saying, all the tribes and clans, step up. Verse 20, when Samuel had all Israel come forward by tribes, the tribe of Benjamin was taken by lot. Then he brought forward the tribe of Benjamin, clan by clan, and Matri's clan was taken. Finally, Saul, son of Kish, was taken. But when they looked for him, he was not to be found. So they inquired further of the Lord, "Has the man come here yet?" And the Lord said, "Yes, he has hidden himself among the supplies." They ran and brought him out, and as he stood among the people, he was a head taller than any of the others. Samuel said to all the people, "Do you see the man the Lord has chosen? There is no one like him among all the people." Right? So he wanted to make sure that he was standing out, literally, right? A head taller. Then the people shouted, "Long live the king!" Right? They've been probably waiting to say that because they've heard all the other nations around them say it. All right. Samuel explained to the people the rights and duties of kingship. He wrote them down on a scroll and deposited it before the Lord. Then Samuel dismissed the people to go to their own homes. Saul also went to his home in Gibeah, accompanied by valiant men whose hearts God had touched. But some scoundrels said, How can this fellow save us?" They despised him and brought him no gifts, but Saul kept silent. Right? There's always got to be haters, right? There's always going to be people who are going to be disrespectful to someone that's in charge of them, right? We see that in our world right now, right? I mean, the amount of negative comments that I hear about the people in charge of us as a nation, or person in charge of us, right, is wild to me. But here we are, bad-mouthing the people that are in charge of us, which is not a good thing to do. Let's see, in the notes it says scoundrels. It reflects the people's continued apostate idea that national security was to be sought in the person of the human king. All right, so they still just were not happy with the choice with with Saul. Not sure why. All right, we're going to stop there. Love you guys.